it made me think because I was just typing quickly. You know, when you're typing quickly and shooting, I shoot this message up, I shoot this message up, whoop,
Yeah.
Totally.
shooting from the hip
Yeah.
for a little bit,
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh, maybe one of these
zone.
went astray.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these didn't land right, and so I sent a message to the a group chat about something Josh had done. And then I felt like I kind of like undercut an achievement he had made by pointing out something else when I wasn't trying to do that. And then so then I had to send him a personal message
Yeah.
saying
Brutal.
that I wasn't trying to do that.
But of
And
course,
then
I didn't think he was.
You didn't think I was trying to do anything.
that.
But you get the sense, oh, that could be
I
taken this
totally
way.
understand.
I don't want it to be taken that way,
Mhm.
even though as you're just, trudging through life, you're going to occasionally step on some toes. Or you step on something and you think it's toes and it's just sticks.
Yeah.
Or maybe sometimes it is toes, but it's just toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The toes have left the body.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just dismembered toes.
Yeah.
You hate
That now your next question is, well, whose toes are these?
Whose toes are these? It's hard to find. It's tricky when you step on toes.
Yeah.
And then they're not connected to a person and you're like,
Ugh,
now I gotta do DNA tests.
great.
Who's these toes?
Who's
Yeah.
these toes?
Oh,
Who's these toes?
Mhm.
Who's these toes?
who's these toes?
Who's these toes?
Yeah. That's funny. That's actually a daughter question, and a question I ask
Mhm.
my daughter a lot.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Who's these toes?
Who's these toes?
And
Who's these toes?
she still hasn't been able to help me figure out who all these toes are coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I have all,
crazy.
I have
You
all
have a
of
lot
these
of
toes.
questions.
I keep stumbling on all these
Are you
toes.
have you been watching Temple of Doom making necklace out of
Almost
toes?
every day, yeah.
Is there a toe necklace? In
Well, it's
Temple
not
of Doom?
toes,
I don't
it's
remember
fingers.
that. I don't remember that
There's a
either.
finger
Yeah.
necklace on one of the statues when Indiana Jones.
Does he point it
First.
out or?
He's approaching, so they have a guide taking them from
Can
one
you
place to
describe the film Temple of Doom to me?
Please?
another. Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is in a club in Shanghai.
Well, okay. That is actually a great set piece. When
It
he
is.
rolls the
Oh, it's
table,
great.
it's excellent.
It's not a table. It's a gong.
Is it?
Yep. It's a big gong.
Wow.
It is a
Starts
big
off with the gong.
Yep.
Sets it up. Then
Alfred
the big-
Hitchcock style.
Right.
Then the big dance sequence
Okay.
where they're singing
Yeah.
gibberish, and then they sing anything goes.
Yes.
Mhm.
They sing not gibberish, anything goes.
In American. Full on American.
Full on American.
In the Queen's American.
The Queen's American. I like it. No, sorry.
I
Yes,
did that
so
for you.
Because you would like it.
I
Yes.
thought you might like it, so
You
I
did
did that for
great.
you.
I appreciate that. It's nice. Nice for someone to do something.
Wonderful
for
to
you.
hear that.
It's actually something I was thinking. Well, this is more of a listener question.
That reminds me, have you ever seen Jerry shush someone?
I haven't.
No,
You haven't?
No, but I have seen him hush somebody.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Hold on. How do you make the distinction?
Oh, he said hush
Oh, he said
and not
Well, yeah.
hush.
Because
Hush,
Hush, hush, hush, hush,
hush,
hush.
hush, hush. Okay.
And it wasn't someone
Yeah.
so
Come on.
much as a horse.
Oh, he told to a horse.
Yeah. Hush, 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 hush.
Hush. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice. That's
Yeah.
sweet. Okay. It's kind of embarrassing.
Okay.
But it's not convoluted.
Okay. Hold on. Why would that matter?
What?
What are you talking about?
Okay, it's a little convoluted.
I didn't believe you at first anyway, so it's fine.
Okay, what was happening? Jerry is doing a show, stand-up show. I'm watching him. I'm in the crowd. People are talking. They're just talking during the show. Okay, totally disrespectful, annoying.
Yeah.
I go up to them because it's going on for so long, and I start shushing them.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, what should happen? But Jerry, from the stage, he shushes me.
Interesting.
So You're not an unshushable.
No, not an unshushable.
You can be shush. Did you shush?
Yes, I respected my
You
friend Jerry's
Buttoned it up.
question. Yeah.
You respected his suggestion.
Yeah, his suggestion.
That's interesting.
You guys don't want to ask what my shush style is?
What is your shush style? I do want to ask.
It's shush up, shush up, shush up, shush
That's
up,
pretty
shush
good.
up, shush up.
You don't have just like an extended. You have to keep starting over.
Well, it's extended.
Well, yeah,
It
right.
keeps going.
Right. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Now, is
cool.
shush saying shush or is it shh? Is that a shush?
See, this is a question I was
Or
going to have
shush.
because after the show, he was like, that's not how you shush.
But
for
you,
one.
oh,
Well, how, and because he went,
Mhm.
that's shushing.
and then I took a moment and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not only was I being too loud and annoying,
Right.
I wasn't even shushing right.
Yeah. Well, I agree. So for me, it was Jerry and I were in a Netflix meeting, and I was presenting on a pitch that I had for Netflix that Jerry was like, you need to get this in front of someone. And I was like, all right. And it was about, challenging some of our ideas about sauce,
Oh,
Like-
okay.
like what it ought to be.
Yeah.
Because people are like, shouldn't be too runny. But you're like, what if in the future the idea is that it should be too runny?
Hmm.
Like, how do you know what it's going to be in the future? And so Jerry was like, this is a series. And so we took
Oh,
it
wow.
to the people at Netflix, and I was explaining it to them, and they were like, too runny is like, it's too runny.
Right.
That's the idea.
By definition.
By definition,
Right.
it's too runny.
Two.
Right. It's too much of something. And I was like, but then Jerry just started shushing immediately.
Yeah.
Them.
Yes, them, the executive who was saying this. And he kept going, and it's one long shush.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And then he kind of motioned to me like, get in on this. And so I
Okay.
started shushing.
Oh, whoa.
So we're both shushing this executive. And eventually we both passed out. And at some point later, we woke up and building was empty. And so we got up, and Jerry goes, "Cats away, the mice will play."
Nice. Did you guys
And-
play?
We did. We went and
Yeah.
we played it for a little while.
Yeah.
And then we went and we found their ideas room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We went in the Netflix ideas room,
Whoa.
and
What'd
we
you
were
do?
just like, dude. And we just wrote a bunch of fake ideas and pinned
Oh.
them up. And you know what?
That's what Sandman is.
All of those ideas have been made so far.
Wow.
Yeah. One of them was Sandman. One of them was Stranger Things.
Whoa.
Oh, it was just like stuff we were just like, whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
throw it away.
So
Crazy.
we did that.
What about the Norm Macdonald
More
special?
McDomino?
Then yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Warren McDonald
Well,
special?
you guys did have an idea for
Yeah, we
Norm
did.
Macdonald.
We
right?
said he should die.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
That was part of it.
Which
That
is
was
good.
something we came up with.
Because, I think Cancer had the same idea.
Yep.
Do you know what the series about sauce was supposed to be called?
I cannot even imagine.
From the Heart.
Oh wow. Sauce from the heart?
No, just
Oh.
From the Heart.
Oh, okay.
Season 2, Episode 5, The Apartment.
Everybody loves Seinfeld. Loves Seinfeld. George, Jerry, Kramer, and Elaine with Gabe, Caleb, and Josh.
Welcome to Everybody Loves Seinfeld 1S, the podcast about Seinfeld for Seinfeld. Hi, Jerry. I'm your host, Josh, and occasionally I like to help the humans. I'm joined by Caleb
Hi, Jerry.
and Gabe.
Hi, Jerry.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Okay,
How are you?
good. Seinfeld news.
Really?
Yeah, shut up. A moth with 10-inch wings that is most commonly found in the tropical forests of Asia was discovered on a homeowner's garage in Los Angeles, according to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It's called the Atlas Moth, says Louis-Dreyfus. Julia Louis-Dreyfus has now turned to the public for help to get more information about this sighting. She wants to determine whether this is a one-time escapee or if there is now an Atlas Moth population near her. The Atlas Moth does not pose a public health threat, so they can be safely photographed, handled, collected, whispered to, hidden inside a balloon and given as a surprise to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. This is a gee whiz type of insect because it is so large, Julia Louis-Dreyfus says. She went on to say, some moths are public health threats and can't be photographed. They corrupt children's pancreases from inside the camera. When photographed, the Atlas moths, on the other hand, only want to see the resulting pictures and express strong opinions about which filters you use.
Wow.
And that is Seinfeld news.
Wow.
So that's what she's up to these days, huh?
I guess.
That's interesting.
What's interesting about it?
Well, it's related to this week's episode.
Is it?
So we can't talk about it?
Okay.
No.
but we'll put a pin in that.
We don't do that.
Hey, just like
We don't put pins in it? Is that
we'll put a pin in it.
Oh, let's put a pin in it.
just like
In
you
the
might-
moth, like entomologists.
Which is what the thing in the episode is about.
It's
That's
about entomology.
With the word that is spoken.
It's true.
Entomology.
Caleb knows.
I know too, but
Caleb knows. I know Caleb knows.
What?
I know Caleb knows what that entomologist is in the episode. I'm not sure that
Yes.
Josh does, but
You
Caleb
don't
does.
think I know that? How many
Well,
times
maybe-
do
okay,
you
maybe
think I
now-
watched this episode?
now you know it, but I don't think you did before.
Well, I hadn't
mentioned
clocked it exactly. I'll agree.
Interesting.
I'll
Oh
agree.
yeah, very
But
convenient.
I did remember and say it because I remembered it.
But were you reminded? That's different, Josh.
But-
That's
Oh.
Hold on.
Caleb
That's
knew.
in the nature of remembering.
What?
you know
is
what?
being
we don't have time
reminded.
for this. Let's keep going.
That doesn't make sense.
That's
Josh.
my job, but it's true. What's new, man? With you guys.
What's new? What's new? What's new with you guys?
Caleb, what's new, man? With you.
I went to camp this weekend. And it was a good time. Had a good time, mostly good camp. There was one sort of thing that made me ill at ease while I was at camp. Was going around.
Was it the food?
No, food
the
was
food
good.
was
The
good.
food
Yeah,
was
the
really
food
good.
was good.
Food's
Food
always
was
good.
really good, actually. But while I was at camp, there's a guy doing work at the camp, and he obviously is like lives at the camp because he has his dogs there. What are his dogs? German Shepherds. German Shepherds at camp.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not my like favorite
Kind of camp.
kind of combination.
Yeah.
Like,
You could have a camp without German Shepherds.
yeah, you're like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you're a guy who works at camp,
Right.
and you go, what kind of dogs should I not have?
Yeah.
One thing that really comes to mind right away, German Shepherds.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the person that's supposed to be like making sure,
Yeah.
you know,
Order is kept.
Yeah, like no rules are being broken, like
Right.
certain
People-
boundaries aren't being transgressed
Right.
or whatever.
People are
Yeah.
staying where they should
Yes,
stay.
Right. Not touching things they shouldn't.
Right.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making sure. Yeah. Well,
Gabe, what's new, man, with you?
well, last time we were talking about locomote.
Mm-hmm. Was that last time?
It's a very good question.
It
Yeah, we brought
was.
it up again.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Brought it
did.
up again.
I brought it up.
Good.
Well, because I had looked up what ambulate means.
Ambulate. That's right. Yes.
And then we were talking about locomote.
Which we said was crazy dust. but-
Exactly.
Right.
And I looked it up
Okay.
to see, I looked up locomote to see if it means crazy piece of dust,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
You looked that up, though.
Right.
Thank you.
Did you find out what a moat is?
no, I didn't look that
Oh,
up.
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, it doesn't mean, locomote does not mean crazy piece of dust.
Right.
Okay.
But thank you for confirming that.
So,
I appreciate
And that's
it.
the only thing that happened for you of note.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, of moat.
Of moat. That's the only thing of moat.
Okay. Well, there's actually another moat later.
Is there?
I'm setting all sorts of things up, guys. We're going to knock them down.
Here we go,
Right.
guys.
I can't wait to forget them.
Just a series of pins. It's if only in bowling there was just kind of
A room
an
with
area
pins.
littered with pins
Yeah.
that you were forgetting to knock
Put
down.
it down.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what happened to me this week was that I was talking to some guys at a company that's kind of near where I work, and they mentioned that they were looking for like a self-motivated go-getter who's like a rock star
Whoa.
and wants to nail it 24/7. And I was like, oh, that's Trevor. Because I just immediately thought of like, oh, my friend Trevor, who would be, that's
Perfect
him.
for it.
Perfect for that. And so I told them about Trevor, and then I went, and then apparently Trevor went in and interviewed, and it looked like he basically had the job at that point.
Wow.
But then I was like, oh no, what have I done? Because like it might be a little awkward if we like got to work at the same time, or like had to like we're like leaving work because like their buildings are really
right next to each other.
Yeah, and it's like
yeah,
if you would see him,
it's like
yeah,
because you are friends, but not
yeah,
like
but
that.
well, no, we're like really
see
close
all the time.
Oh,
but it's just like weird.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like it's weird
because if you see him then you see him later when you want to hang out, and you're like,
oh,
I kind of get a work vibe from you.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if it's like
trying
that.
to relax.
I don't even know if it's like that. It's just like,
okay,
yeah.
So it's not really anything.
That's the way it kind of felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's being.
But I was like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Why'd you do that to yourself?
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just do it?
But then I was just like, what can I do about that? What am I going to do?
Not tell them about this go-getter, this.
Well, no, they already knew about him,
star.
and I was like, this is happening.
Yeah.
So then I just planted drugs in his cubicle.
Good.
And tipped the CEO off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Situation totally dealt with.
But still friends with Trevor?
I mean, as long as what are the
CEO
chances?
Keeps his mouth shut.
What are the chances that Trevor will find out?
Yeah. Okay.
Slim
to none. It's time for our first segment, guys, or really our second.
No, whatever.
Maybe our third.
Maybe our third.
It's time for the synopsis.
Now it's time to summarize the episode of Seinfeld. Synopsis.
Guys, let's get to the synopsis. Let's do our initial thoughts. Remember last time when we did that exquisite corpse thing where we went back and forth between you guys and you guys could only say the most generic things possible? I thought, let's do that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's just see if this time we can get anything like a specific thought about the episode.
I think
what do you think?
I think we should do it. And I think we should keep in mind a rule of if we use a preposition and don't and then follow up with specifics.
Okay. That's great. That's good advice. I would also say, let's say right now, just think about some concrete particulars about the episode right now. And then think about maybe you want to steer towards something like that.
Okay, I can
start. So let's see if we can redeem the last one. You're going to start?
Yeah.
Okay. It should be a good descriptive.
I've got something.
Okay, word to start. And don't forget that as you're kind of working back and forth, there's real power in and or but. The conjunctions.
Right.
There's real power there.
Okay.
So, okay. Initial thoughts.
All right. Manny.
And.
Damn it.
Okay. Do you, Gabe?
Harold.
Are
dreamy.
Kramer.
Moosed.
His
hair.
This is synopsis. Okay. That was
those are specifics.
At least it was specific.
These thoughts. There's no opinion really too much in these thoughts.
No, that's not true. I said
you said they're dreamy. That's true.
That was opinion.
Yeah.
You liked Manny and Harold.
Particularly
Manny and damn it Harold.
Manny and damn it, Harold.
Yeah, Manny and damn it, Harold
like-
are dreaming.
It's like, damn it, if I didn't like Harold,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know, sort of.
Yeah, he
But
snuck in
I
there.
really did. I you know, it's
Yeah.
one of those characters that it just
He really
does he
sticks
appear
out.
again
Yeah.
in the show? I don't know. I don't remember.
That's a great
mean,
question.
Manny,
But
I was
thought he
like,
was great.
the thing for me is Manny looks good.
Oh yeah.
That guy's style is way ahead of his time.
It can't
no.
be denied.
Yeah.
Very much
That I
of the
thought
time.
of that. It is of the time. He has kind of
Well,
a Spike Lee kind
Exactly
of
what
Yes,
it is,
very much
to
true.
me.
But it works. Like it's very specific,
Yeah.
but in it.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense
But
back
it's
then. It doesn't look
still-
out of place, really. But
Yeah.
it looks a little out of place because it would look
and totally normal.
totally normal now, and everyone else looks way out of place.
That's totally true.
That's not entirely true.
Who
I really
doesn't
don't.
look out of place?
I think, well, this is as good a time as any to bring up George's sweater later on in the
red
episode.
one?
The red
When they're
one
at
when
the-
he's wearing at the marathon.
It's so bad.
That's an incredible sweater. It's an incredible sweater. My wife said she doesn't care about this podcast at all,
Mhm.
but she said as I was leaving the house, she said, make sure you bring up that sweater that George was wearing at the marathon because it's so good. And I liked it too.
I don't
So,
like it.
It's funny. I don't think I clocked the
I don't like it.
the
It's
sweater at
a
all.
fine.
completely red sweater
Yeah, it's
with a
red.
design knitted into it. That
it's just a pattern on it.
it's
just
a
knitting
it's
pattern.
to me. I was just like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Why is
Well,
he wearing this?
That's fine.
But
That's fine.
why
but-
did you like it so much?
Because it's just it's chunky and it's soft and you know it's it really works for him too.
hmm
You know, you would think
That is
that you'd
part
want
of
slimming
yeah,
with his stocky build,
yeah.
but boy does it work.
And it
It
doesn't
hugs
hurt
those
him. It
curves.
doesn't hurt him at the marathon party.
No, apparently not.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll get to that, I guess.
We
huh?
will. We will.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No, it's actually a huge problem.
One thing I did forget to say there at the top was there was a little bit of an incentive for kind of carrying off the initial thoughts
yeah.
correctly. But since I didn't say it, I don't know it to you guys. So
Uh-oh.
that's fine.
What
But
is-
it
what
was,
was it?
6 cartons of cigarettes. Let's get
Oh,
into
I don't
the
care about that.
summary here.
what kind of
'Kay.
cigarettes?
Well, just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Purple cigarettes.
They were purplish.
I don't
Um,
like that.
Purple smoke.
Okay, let's get into the summary. Let's go. So we're doing something a little bit different this time, and we're just going to summarize the episode kind of all in one go.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old woman dies in Jerry's building. He offers her apartment to Elaine. Jerry realizes
After they celebrate.
what's that?
They celebrate her death.
Yes.
Do they celebrate her death?
Yes. They do.
The old woman's
She
death.
died. She died.
died.
Yeah, they go back and forth. They're so excited
Yeah,
that this woman
They
died.
love that the
What's
the
her
old lady
name?
is dead.
Cartwheel.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
Hudwalker.
Hudwalker.
Okay.
Waller.
Hudwalker's correct.
Yes.
but-
Is it Hudwalker?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a whole. Jerry realizes it could be awkward. He wants a way out of this. Kramer puts mousse in his hair. George experiments with Kramer's dad's wedding ring to attract women. Harold and Manny let someone else take the apartment for an extra $5K.
Okay. There's one thing
Okay.
at the diner
hmm
feeding that baby. That woman's feeding the baby. That's how
Mhm.
they get into the marriage thing discussion.
It's an important
You know,
transition
Yes.
that is
insane.
labored.
It's so
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
It takes 3 different pivot
It's
points.
so crazy. And I just
Interesting.
loved the thinking of that woman acting
Mhm.
that part,
Mhm.
taking fake food
Yeah.
or real food maybe.
Yeah.
And feeding it to something that is definitely not a baby.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
and she's doing a good job, but I just thought seeing that little huddle of clothes was funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I like it.
Do you?
Let's keep going. Kramer ruins Jerry's way out by getting Jerry to loan Elaine the money.
Mm.
Jerry explains to Kramer that he's a pod. New York Marathon party.
This
What?
Sorry.
Excuse me. Are you stopping me?
Yes. This made me think.
No.
Oh
This
no,
made
it's
me
the
think-
dog. Go away, dog.
Go away, dog.
Go away, dog.
Go away, dog.
Go away, dog.
Go away, dog.
Hey, dog.
Dog, go away.
Please
Go
go
away,
away.
Go
dog.
away.
No.
No.
Dog.
No.
Dog. Leave.
We like you, but you need to leave.
Go
No,
away.
no. Don't
Go.
speak for me.
Go.
No.
Go away, dog.
Dog.
Dog, go away.
Go. Whose dog is this?
Whose dog
Hard
is
to say.
this?
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's accept the dog.
We accept the dog.
Loudest dog in the
Just
world.
wait.
It's a loud dog.
Kramer. So this makes me think, oh, Kramer, not a real man.
Kramer. So Elaine
Elaine?
is slowly
Proven.
gaining your.
Yep. But
your
as we gain that
confidence.
confidence, we wane the confidence of Kramer
Yeah.
being a real
Not.
man.
He's a pod.
Trade
Yes.
off.
There's a
Yeah.
bit of a trade-off. New York Marathon party. George ruins many seductions via wedding ring. Kramer finds a musician who offers $10K for the apartment. The new tenant's band rehearses in the apartment loudly.
Good music.
Great music. Thank you
Love
for
the
bringing it
music.
up. Sounds good. Sounds like rock and roll. If I've
Yeah.
ever
I
heard
was
it.
like, there was effort put into this.
Oh, yeah.
Like fake rock band music.
Yeah.
I was like, it actually does. it
Jonathan
rocks.
Wolf
Jonathan
totally.
Wolf was killing
doing
himself.
doing some really good work throughout the entire show so far.
Oh yeah.
And this is just more
Oh, yeah.
evidence of that. So, yeah, we're huge fans of Jonathan Wolf.
Gotta love this milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm drinking milk.
Well, it's not milk.
It's watered down milk.
It's
right?
when you. I saw my friend do this one time. Was he drank a glass of milk and then he just took it and put it under the tap and
Mhm.
filled it up.
Yeah.
With all the milk residue
That's what I call milk.
and then just drank that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that I had seen someone do
It's
that.
milk 2.0.
It's not something I would ever think to do.
It's
Milk
it's like
20.
I
Yeah.
could have
Yeah.
milk. I could have more milk,
Yeah.
or I could rinse it out and have just water.
Water.
But instead, I'm going to have something that's worse than both of
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
things. worse
It's,
than either.
it's
of them.
surprising how much it tastes like cherry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, white Gatorade does just
It's-
denote cherry.
It's not Gatorade. It's milk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gabe, it's milk.
Sorry, it's in a Gatorade bottle, so
Yeah, but
Confusing, I know.
Yeah.
But
that's why it's done. So so we're already through the summary.
this is crazy.
We're already through
That
the
was
summary.
fast.
Wow.
So right now we have free time.
we
We could do
hey, when
could
the
really
cat's
whatever
out-
we want.
When the cat's
Whatever.
away, the mice will play.
we could do whatever we want now.
yeah, we're gonna play.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really fun. I guess we'll revisit the notes. I said Harold is gold.
Harold is cold.
I think he's funny, and he is in a different show too, or something.
Is
He's in
he?
another movie or in a show, or maybe he never worked again. I don't actually
Well,
know.
we
So,
should. I mean, somebody should have researched
We
that.
should have done that.
I'll
That would
look
have
that
been
up for
good to
next
do.
week.
Uh,
Here's something.
Mhm.
Is that the first instance of Get Out?
That's
in
what
the
I,
show.
I was thinking it might be, which is
Yeah.
funny because they play on it immediately.
Yeah, they do. They immediately have Jerry.
Elaine says it.
say
To,
it
yeah, but
back.
then
And you know what?
Jerry
I'm gonna
does
punch
it to
it punch it
Kramer.
up. You know what they should have done?
tell me,
They have
wow.
they have
Gabe's punching up
I
Seinfeld.
am.
making it better.
I am. And it would be.
Yeah.
They probably thought of this and decided not to do it. But
Yeah.
wouldn't it be nice when Jerry tells Elaine about the apartment and she goes, "Oh, I can come over. We can do the keys. We can do da 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 da." And she's saying all this stuff in a positive light, and it's
Yeah.
making Jerry go, "Oh no, oh no, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no." And then the next scene is Jerry telling George about what an idiot he is and how he
Yeah.
made this big mistake. What they should have done was had George say, "She's gonna come over. She's gonna want to do the keys," and he's gonna be repeating
And
all
he-
the same points as Elaine. But Jerry's attitude this time is, "I know, I know,
yeah, yeah.
I know," sort of thing.
It's good.
So
Gabe,
that could have been better.
Gabe, it's good.
So
I
I,
do like
guess
Gabe's
that.
punching it up.
I do like
um,
that.
just send me a check.
Seinfeld.
For something they never made.
I heard they're changing Netflix shows these days, so
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Go back in.
retroactively.
No,
So
that's
Go
good.
back in, put
edit
that
it.
back in.
Yeah,
Not
easy.
jarring at all.
Yeah.
To see an aged Jason Alexander.
No. Well, it's kind of like when Jerry shows up in the Seinfeld vision
Yeah.
episodes of
30 Rock.
30 Rock. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, he's gotten worse at this.
It's true.
This whole acting thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares much about it.
I don't think he does.
I think he had a limited amount of acting.
Yeah.
He used it all up.
Used it all up.
He's pretty good in Curb.
Okay.
Also, B movie. Ever see B movie?
Oh, he's
Oh,
great
man,
in
yeah.
like
You
his
can't
facial
even tell that
expressions.
he's not a bee.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Did you feel like they didn't really address whether or not the old woman who died became a ghost?
I totally agree with that.
Because that is, if you think back to
Yes.
like Manya,
Yep.
Not even that long ago.
no,
couple
3
weeks,
episodes.
couple
Yeah.
weeks ago in the run.
right. And it's a concern.
Yeah.
Maybe Manya's involved in this. They just gloss over it.
And there's a constant thing about old people dying and getting apartments.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Manya thing too.
Absolutely.
Elaine?
I think it was a real feature of living in New York. It probably still is.
Probably.
Definitely still is.
And it's actually something that I don't
if
live in New York.
BlackRock doesn't already own it and want to just continue running it.
I don't live in New York, but when I walk around town and I see nice houses with old people that live in them, I
Mhm.
think, maybe when they
Well,
die,
That'll be
I
open.
could look at the price of this house and still not be able to afford it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Eventually.
Yeah.
That's something to look forward to. Yeah. So anyway, I thought it maybe would have been good to, tie up a loose end there.
At least
Yeah.
go up
Yeah.
there and at least make Harold go in there and
That
do
would be
some
fun.
ghost-
Another
maybe it
punch-up.
turns into Ghostbusters. Maybe Seinfeld turns into
Yeah.
Maybe Harold
Ghostbusters.
needs to deal. Well, that was, I don't
Can
know.
you imagine Harold, Manny, Kramer, George,
Yes.
Ghostbusters,
Yes.
and then Jerry's secretary?
That's where
Oh, okay.
that's where I feel like that's where I feel like they went
Sorry,
wrong.
the adult attractive
Mhm.
secretary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's where they went wrong with the recent recasting.
Yeah.
It wasn't that lineup.
Wasn't those guys.
Should have been. It
Should've
really
been.
should have been.
Would have saved it.
What do
Punch
you
up
think
for
what's-
Ghostbusters, Paul Feig.
What do you think? I'm just imagining like they're always trying to get that everyone is very scared when they're dealing with ghosts,
Right.
all of them. But Harold, they're always putting Harold in front of them.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Right.
and there's some big oh no.
Yeah.
Something happens and then the first
Sure.
person you see running away is Harold and he's
Yeah.
going oh
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
No, that's
You know,
great. I
what-
think Caleb's also punching up
I-
Ghostbusters.
I really, one of my favorite things about narrative, storytelling is when something happens.
It's absolutely what the writers should do.
they make something happen and then the characters react
They have
and
to react to
Harold
it.
always reacts
Simply
with
have to.
Oh,
oh
Yeah. Oh, man.
No.
I
Well,
did think
because
he
you
was
really can't have the reaction to something happening unless something happens.
Something has
You know
already
what's
happened.
funny? You know what's funny is his name's
Start with that.
Harold, and
Yeah.
it's Manny.
Yeah.
And then in Modern Family,
No.
Mhm.
remember in Modern Family, the
Yes.
fat guy,
Yeah.
the
Kid.
no
Manny,
right?
Fat kid.
Is that
and then the
his
fat
name?
guy, his
Oh my
uncle,
gosh.
is
Is not named Harold.
not named Harold,
But
but is
is
a lot like
basically the
Harold.
same
He's
guy.
basically
Character.
the same
Yeah.
character. So
Interesting.
maybe Modern Family is
based
like-
on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
based on Seinfeld and
I-
and Manny ate a magic weed from the bottom of the ocean that makes him
What?
younger.
Like Gilgamesh.
Yes,
Okay.
like Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
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 And so now he's young fat kid.
Yeah.
and Harold is
Separated from Harold.
His uncle.
Yeah.
I like that.
Are we supposed to believe that Kramer isn't putting product in his hair normally?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I believe that fully.
You think that that's just his hair?
I don't
I-
think so.
Personally, know somebody who has hair like that. You know him too.
Okay.
And had a haircut similar to that. Did not put any product in their hair, and it stood straight up in the front like that. That is a natural follicular
Follicular?
arrangement.
I think
Follicular.
I think that could be true depending on the humidity or the
Oh yes,
depending
or
on
the
the
humanity.
Yeah.
humanity and humanity.
Yeah. Like
or
what
the
kind of
or the
human?
Harold Manatee.
Yeah. Harold
Or the
Manny.
hair manatee.
Manatee.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, this is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys ever really you ever really notice when you're like in the pocket, you're
Yeah.
like
Well,
in that
like,
groove.
You get a
What's-
whiff of what you're laying down, and you're like, that smells
Yeah.
good.
What's nice about when you're
Yeah.
when you're in flow,
flow.
Yeah.
is that you don't even notice it.
Sure.
Right.
And you don't stop
Yeah.
to
You
call
don't
it out
stop,
or
you're just
Right.
like,
anything like
you
that.
don't have
just
to, you
keep
don't
going.
to like continue on.
Right
You don't
through
have
it.
to say something like, this is good.
Yeah. To remind anybody who's maybe still listening that this is good.
This is good. It's
Kramer
worth it.
asked Jerry, has he seen a better looking guy?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think his reaction is underrepresented
Okay.
because I loved Jerry's reaction,
Yeah.
which
well,
is just looks are so relative.
Sure.
but yeah, he says they're so subjective.
So subjective. That's what he says.
He goes, they're so subjective. And do you think that he's avoiding? It seems like he's avoiding the question. Do you think that he's avoiding the question because he thinks that Kramer doesn't look good and doesn't want to say that? Or do you think he's avoiding the question because he thinks Kramer looks really good
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to say that?
Either way,
Good point.
friendship over.
Because what I was thinking was
It's a tough
the
one.
question put to him is not, do I look good?
Yeah.
It's the question is, have you ever seen a better looking man?
Yeah,
Which is dealing in extremes.
definitely.
You know?
And I was thinking
So the question would be, does he think that he really hasn't seen a better looking man?
Right.
And that's just a hard thing to admit to your friend.
Right.
when
No,
I
you
was
are the best looking man I've ever seen.
Yes.
gonna say, in our experience of the show, can you think of a better looking man that Jerry has seen than the way that
So
Kramer
far.
looks
Because it would
in
be
this show?
Well, Manny, in my opinion.
You think
Manny's looking good.
Manny's
Well,
looking good.
Manny is dressed well.
He looks good too.
Mayonnaise is dressed well.
Yeah.
He sounds like mayonnaise. That sounds like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
If you say mayonnaise,
Mayonnaise
and you
does
say it
dress.
fast and
Mayonnaise,
poorly,
mayonnaise does dress
mayonnaise.
well.
Mayonnaise is. I mean, it's
Mayonnaise is
excellent
dressed
dressing.
well.
And when you were talking about sauce
Mhm.
that's too runny or too thin,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was thinking that as soon as a sauce is too runny,
Mhm.
I think it's just dressing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's
becomes
not a
dressing.
problem.
It just becomes a
That
different
was
thing.
part of
You don't think dressing is
kind
a
of my
sauce?
point too.
No, I think dressing is a separate thing than sauce.
But that's still not the kind of sauce because I'm just talking about normal sauce.
Yeah, normal sauce is because
So it's
and like a what do they call it? An aioli. That's not a sauce.
It's a
It
condiment.
might be, but it's not what I'm talking
It's not
about.
regular sauce.
Yeah.
Different kind of sauce.
Right.
You
Why-
definitely don't want
I-
that to be runny. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Why are wedding rings called wedding rings and not marriage rings?
Good point.
Is it because wedding bells ring?
I don't think so.
Okay. They don't
Wedding bells ring.
Yeah. But
Mm.
I think it's honestly, Josh.
Well, why are they called
Hey.
wedding bells and not marriage bells?
Well, that's
sure.
that kind of is the whole question.
But you don't ring
Yeah.
them all the time during your marriage. You
Well, that's
only
part of
really
it.
ring
When you
them
walk
at the
in.
wedding.
Yeah, when you get
ring, ring.
Not
But you
when you
wear
walk
the
in.
but you
Well, but then if you're married and you go to
walking
a
out,
wedding,
dummy.
Mhm.
married, you
No.
go to a wedding, bells, you go, those are our
But-
marriage bells.
do you say that?
I say that to my wife.
Yeah.
Josh, I hate to break this to
What?
you. I think the reason they call them wedding rings instead of marriage rings is that wedding rings just has a better ring to it. I really think that's it.
That's probably true.
There's no way of knowing. Can you look it up?
Have you
I'll
guys
look it up.
experienced this being hit on when you're wearing a wedding ring thing?
No.
No. Neither have
I've not experienced it with or without. a
Without
wedding ring.
it.
It's been a zero
Yeah.
sum game.
It's
for me.
that's actually not true. I was hit on one time,
Mm.
but it was by a man that was much older than me when I was 12 years old.
Mm.
So we'll just keep on
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna roll right over it.
But I was wearing a wedding ring for other reasons.
Yes.
Kramer thinks George doesn't need a wedding ring, but needs what instead?
Hmm.
What does he think that he needs? What does Kramer think
he needs plugs or a wig?
Yeah.
Plugs are a piece.
A
Yeah.
piece.
Yes, you're
I
right.
like
Good job. You
know-
get 6 additional cartons of cigarettes. When do you think
What color?
roughly purplish?
Yeah.
When do you think Kramer believes George, or I'm sorry, why do you think Kramer believes George doesn't need a wedding ring? Okay, now this is a question that I want you to think about. If you get this right, you can name a whole family of baby bunnies I found in my backyard.
Oh my goodness.
There are 8 of them. And they all
We
simply
get one name.
must have a name. No, you're going to name all 8 of them.
All of them?
So thank you
Jeez.
for asking
got
that
it.
question. Okay, here we go. We've got options.
Oh, there's options.
Mhm.
Okay.
A,
Gabe said he got it though.
Well,
Let's see what Gabe.
No,
maybe
no,
Gabe
give me
got
the
it.
options.
you want to hear the options? or
Oh,
do
no,
you
no.
wanna
I
just-
got the names.
I think. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I got the names.
Kramer is drunk because it's obvious that if George were wearing a wedding ring, then he would be more attractive to women. That's A.
Mm.
B, Kramer is obsessed with how hair matters because he himself looks so good with mousse in his hair. C, Kramer thinks that more hair on George's head would help distract from his sharp or angular lips.
Mm.
D, Kramer believes that when a head like George's is bald, it looks like a lime. Hashtag wet lime gang.
Mm.
E, Kramer has gone partially blind due to malnutrition. That's something I saw on Alone recently. Okay.
So that's it.
A, B, C, D, and E.
That's okay. It's an astounding number of options.
Yeah.
5 is astounding.
It seems like a lot to me.
Well, you go.
Well,
What,
there's
did
only
you
one
grow up-
right one.
I
Did
know.
you
I
grow
know.
up in communist Cuba? And you're like 5 options.
My
Oh my
goodness.
goodness!
I just want one car.
I'm used to just one kind of juice.
I think they have more juices
What is this?
there.
6 juices?
I bet
I
juices
think
are
they
what they have
actually
most
juices
of.
was like
Juice.
not a problem
No,
for Cuba.
you'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think
Yeah.
they're not exporting things
No,
or
they're
importing
not.
things.
No, they're
So-
mixing it all together. It's just
Yeah.
one juice.
Oh, I see.
Just
It's kind of
juice.
like a red blend,
Mhm.
kind of
Just
like
normal.
the blend of
It's
wine.
just normal juice.
Normal juice.
What kind of juice do you want?
A normal. I'll
juice.
take the normal kind.
Yeah.
And it's-
But so they do have options. You have to specify normal juice.
Well, yeah, but that's usually it's like a Pepsi Coke thing where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
we don't have normal juice, we have regular juice.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah.
Okay, if that's
Right,
fine too.
okay, that's fine.
Well, that's if the choice is between normal and regular, then it's just no question.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
obviously it's gonna be.
I
normal
think
every
this
time.
is because Kramer. I mean, man, the episode makes me just lean towards the moose thing. Kramer's thinking about his hair.
You think it's the moose thing? Kramer's thinking about his hair, and he thinks that'll fix George's problem.
No.
You don't think
I
that's
disagree.
true? Okay, what do you think it is?
I think it's Wet Lime Gang.
Wet Lime Gang. So that is D. Kramer believes that when a head like George's is bald, it looks like a lime. Hashtag Wet Lime Gang.
Yeah.
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 I believe that's what Gabe thinks.
You believe that that's what Gabe thinks.
Yeah.
Well, Gabe, I'm glad to tell you
Yeah.
that you're wrong.
Okay.
And it's Caleb. He's right.
Okay.
It is because he's thinking about his hair.
Yeah.
The whole that's the whole moose thing. It's set up. That's why that's happened
Okay.
ultimately.
Fine. Sure. Did I want to pander to our listener? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Our listener.
At
the
this
Wet
point,
Lime Gang,
Just one. Yeah.
the one listener that likes the Wet Lime Gang and
I
references
don't
it.
even know if they listen to
I
the show.
don't. They listened enough to know that there was a Wet Lime Gang.
At one
That
point.
could have just been one.
It's
episode.
true.
If you guys are hearing some strange noises, it's because the dog is still
The dog is still here and is still breathing, much to my chagrin.
Wow. Okay. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whose dog is this anyway?
Well, now it's time to name the rabbits.
Okay. Name them.
Oh, me.
Hey,
Okay. Thumper, bumper, jumper, Clumper? Stumper?
I got one that you
Numper?
can't do.
Uh, Jeff.
Okay.
And Jeff too.
That's good.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Gabe?
What
What
was the
was
one
I
I
gonna
couldn't
say?
do?
What
Yeah.
one that we can't do? We're going to have to edit that.
Yeah.
Bleep
Have
it.
to bleep it.
Okay. When Jerry tells Kramer that he's a pod, do you think he means podcast?
I thought he meant a family of orca whales.
One pod of orca
Yeah.
whales.
What is the reference? Do you know?
I think it's like a pod person,
Is that
What
a
is that?
which
thing?
is Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. See, I'm not
Yeah.
super familiar with
Yeah.
old sci-fi.
Yeah, I have a life and I don't watch that dumb stuff. So
It's not that good. Although you should watch the 70s Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland and Jeff Goldblum because you get to
Oh,
see a
that
young
sounds
Jeff,
fun.
You get to see a young Jeff Goldblum.
Not
Get to see
interested.
a young Bloom.
Yep, it's
You
fun.
can
Not
see
interested.
a young Sutherland and a
You could
young
do worse.
Bloom.
Yeah, he's
I'll
not.
only-
Sutherland's not that young.
Younger.
He is younger. He's younger than. Is he alive?
I just like to see them
he dead?
younger. He's dead.
He's got to be dead.
is he alive in the movie?
There's
He's
no
dead.
way.
He's dead. I know it.
Donald?
Donald Sutherland.
He's dead.
He's got to be dead.
He's for sure dead.
When did
That
he die,
guy's a-
Caleb? What day?
Yeah, name
May
the day.
15th, 2017.
Okay.
Was a
2017?
nice. There was
Hash-
a nice breeze.
Hashtag Wet Lime Gang. Look it up.
Wet Lime Gang. Use hashtag Donald is dead to let us know. Tweet at us. We don't
Keep-
check Twitter.
Tweet at us. Kiefer's daddy dead.
yeah, yeah.
Is that Kiefer's dad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a bummer. Now I feel bad.
for Kiefer.
W-
Yes.
Is daddy dead? Maybe.
Why did so? You just didn't feel bad before.
You were like, that's fine.
But stuff
To me-
starts affecting Kiefer
Well,
Sutherland,
to
and
me
you
it was
start
just-
feeling bad about it.
To me, it was just another day at work.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's funny.
Good job, guys. So let's get to our final thoughts here on the episode.
Good.
Guys, what
Oh,
are your
good.
final thoughts?
I'm glad
Final
you said
one.
about the episode.
Oh yeah. Got a surprise.
All right. Let's. We said we'd do it.
just out of frame. Use 3 shotguns.
You hear the dogs breathing steady.
We have some kind of Rube Goldberg system set up to edit the episode and upload it.
it.
No,
to
no, no.
schedule it.
The police will do that.
That's the police's job.
Oh my goodness.
That's it. That's all in the note.
Got the password for the accounts and everything. And yeah, just general instructions on how to use.
Yeah. No, they need to know how to use Anchor.fm.
Yeah.
Shh.
Oh.
You're gonna have to bleep that.
Yeah. No, we should.
No, we shouldn't. No.
Okay.
Actually, we could ask Anchor, hey, seems like you've been working really hard at getting us our first ads for quite a while.
Quite a while.
So how about you, I don't know, maybe try not working so hard, not forcing it, and it might happen easier.
Just letting it happen.
Golly.
Anchor.fm, let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen
Thank you.
Okay.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
on the episode.
Yeah.
I thought that this, honestly, I didn't really care about this episode. And it kind of made me feel like I didn't really want to keep watching the show. So,
Wow.
we'll
You know
see.
what's funny
Wow.
is I came off of the last episode thinking, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
I love this episode.
Yeah.
I'm not remembering which
Jacket
one it was.
episode?
The jacket episode.
No.
No, it wasn't. It was
voicemail.
voicemail.
Phone message.
Phone message. I thought that episode was really good.
Yeah.
It felt really like fun and fresh to me. I remembered this episode
Yeah.
from like childhood
Totally.
really clearly. It was a big deal to me, kind of. But when I watched it again, I was like, I don't really like this, and I like there was something weirdly formulaic or something. I don't know what it was. It bothered me and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I have
Even though
one-
there were memorable, excellent things
Sure,
about the episode.
totally.
Sorry, I'm not. I shouldn't interrupt you. Continue.
No, you're
Well,
fine.
I actually was gonna say for my final thoughts,
Oh yeah.
I did set up the etymologist thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Entomologist,
just
I think
pinned
is
down.
what you said.
Entomologist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Etymology stuff.
And that's when George is wearing his excellent sweater at the party.
Yes.
He tells a woman that
Yes.
inexplicably really wants to
Yes.
have a donut with him.
Yeah.
That he tells the woman that he's married to an entomologist.
Yes.
And so that was worth it.
Yep.
And then also
very good.
That's excellent.
the moat.
Thanks for
thing.
paying it off.
Yes.
I had been thinking about moat
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote it down because I was writing moment of the episode and I just wrote
Yeah.
MOTE.
Mm-hmm.
And
Moment
that I
of the-
felt like that really blew my mind when that happened. But the moment of the episode for me was when George leaves, when Elaine comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's so happy about
Yes.
getting the apartment. That scene was the thing that worked best for me.
And
I agree.
She was so excited about the apartment. She's so pleased.
Yes.
Jerry says that, you know, you might want to leave because I'm going to be doing all this acting to George before Elaine comes in. She comes in and then he sees
Yeah.
how happy she is. He leaves.
Yes.
And then they keep talking and talking and talking. And then he comes back in
Yes.
and turns around and leaves
Yes. To
again.
leave.
It's great. I thought that was
I
excellent.
agree. However, I'm interested to see what Caleb's going to say. So let me say what I'm going to say. But ultimately, that did feel to me, although it was funny and good, it did feel to me most like another sitcom out of just about anything
right.
that they've done. It's
Right.
like I could see that being like sitcom beats.
Sure.
That happens
Yeah.
in I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
And,
And
Jerry
it's
wouldn't
good. And I'm
know
not like
that. Oh.
undermining it. I'm just saying for a classic episode of television, maybe it's a little bit whiskery.
Yeah, I honestly, it's funny because you like George and you like to see George doing something.
Yeah.
Instead of him not even being on screen.
Yeah.
So I did like that element of it, that he gets to be on screen
Yeah.
for a little bit more, and then, but I didn't like when he left because then he wasn't on screen.
You just
as
came
much.
on
So
for
wait.
a little bit
I'm
Yeah.
confused.
and
Yes.
then left.
So
You're saying again that what you enjoyed is when something happened.
yes,
Okay.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
when something happened, it was good. and
Kind of
then
somebody's reaction to
to
what's
something
happening.
happened. Yeah.
Well,
Caleb's
on record as loving when something happens,
Right.
and then people react.
People
to
react.
I
to
prefer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I this episode, I was just trying to think of things that stood out to me as really funny, and there's not a ton. I still enjoyed some of it. It goes quick. It's not a
Yeah.
long episode. None of these are.
And I liked. I
The
quoted
dog
it.
left.
The dog has left. That was the noise of the dog leaving, and the cessation of the noise of the dog being there.
Breathing.
But I did think that Kramer's occasionally like to help the humans. I thought that was
Yes,
pretty funny.
I like that.
Him
line.
accepting that to me was a little bit different, was the idea that he's accepting his like role
Yep.
Mhm.
as a pod.
Well,
as a
the
pod.
funniest thing to me is when Kramer is forcing Jerry into
Yes.
paying.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's the
was good
funniest
too.
part.
That was good too.
When you're
I agree
seeing
with that.
Jerry deal with
Yeah.
this fact that, especially when he goes, well,
Yeah.
Jerry, Jerry
Yeah.
doesn't care. Or what he's like,
Yeah. At the end
he's
of
like,
it, he's
well,
like,
is that okay with you, Jerry? And Kramer's like, he's fine
He's
with
fine
with
it.
it.
and then when he goes, well, then why'd you offer to loan her the money?
This is
That's
the
the best.
Yeah.
kind of
it's good.
thing that makes my wife hate watching this show.
Mhm.
She loves the show,
Yeah.
but Kramer, for her, it would be kind of better if nothing happened.
Right.
She would enjoy the show more if nothing happened.
And no one had to
no one
react
had-
to anything.
No.
Yeah.
But I did want to mention really quick. I thought another couple of funny things were that Jerry says some girl about who would win the marathon, some woman from Sweden
Mhm.
or
Yep.
some guy from Kenya.
I was going to point this out too.
What
He
is
says
that?
Kenya?
Kenya.
He says Kenya.
He says Kenya. I've
Yeah.
never heard
Is that the right way to
anyone
say it?
No.
pronounce it
No.
as Kenya.
I mean, it could be the way that people from Kenya say
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not
But-
what we say.
Yeah.
But and I'm not saying that we say it
We would-
correctly, but it is one of those. It's like
we would correct
that's
someone.
weird.
We would correct someone
I
from
think
Kenya who came here and said Kenya.
Yeah.
We'd say, "Don't you mean Kenya?"
And I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if you're talking to somebody from
Go on-
Kenya and
Go
you
out on a what?
a limb,
Okay.
what?
I thought you said a lemon.
Oh, sure, yeah, I'll do that too.
Go out on a limb.
Either one, lemon,
Yeah.
Go out on a lem.
a lemon,
Just a-
whatever. Doesn't matter. But I would say that if you're talking to somebody from Kenya and you call the country that they're from
Yeah.
Kenya and they actually say Kenya, I doubt they're going to be like, well, it's actually Kenya.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe,
Mm.
but that seems kind of wild.
I meant to look this up because it bothered me too.
Yeah. And
Well, I didn't look it up.
oh, you meant to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good intentions.
It's cool.
Um,
The
This
road
is not
to
my
hell.
favorite
second
thing when
one.
something doesn't
Second,
happen.
another thing that I liked was the guy that wears a wedding ring, gets hit on all the time that
Mhm.
George is talking about. He's the way that he mentions him, he says, you know, my friend Adam with the flat head,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, oh yeah, or
He's a cube.
he's a cube. Anyway, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we should describe people like that a lot
More like that.
He's a sphere, he's a
Yeah.
cube,
Mhm.
he's a cone,
Cone.
he's a cone.
There's a cone or two.
He's a cone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like a cone, like
Yeah.
a nice ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or maybe even a cylinder.
Mhm.
A torus.
A Taurus.
sphere.
No, a torus.
Taurus.
What's
a
a
Taurus.
Taurus? Ford?
It's a bowl or
Oh.
torus
Taurus.
is no, it's
A
torus.
dome?
No, a torus is not. It's not a bowl. A torus is a donut.
Toro.
Oh, a donut.
Torus.
You
Torus.
A donut?
Torus.
Donut.
Taurus.
Torus.
Taurus. Oh,
Taurus. Taurus?
Taurus.
not a. Okay. That's fine.
It's a donut. Look it up.
Okay. I believe you.
Okay.
It's a donut. Look it up.
But
How would you pronounce Taurus?
Taurus?
Okay. That's not true for everybody.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Well,
some people would say it wrong.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
Very
what
true.
we're learning here.
ultimately, Caleb.
One more question.
Yeah.
For you guys in the
Mhm.
audience.
Mhm. Wet Lime Gang.
Yep.
Tropical Lime.
Tropical lime. Okay. Where do you plug in?
I did like that. That's
What?
a stand-up bit.
At the
Oh
beginning.
Where he's like, I'm
Looks like a
putting
little
layers
pig.
of paint on. It looks like there's a pig coming in from the other side with the outlets. He's like, I see two little nostrils. That's where I plug in.
That's where I plug in.
That made me laugh.
Yeah.
It's like
so
there-
where
it-
do you plug in?
it doesn't. It's almost always on a series of like extension cords and one of the power strips.
Yeah.
Like it's an extended thing from the wall.
Yeah.
I hardly ever plug into the actual
Right into the
wall.
wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Gabe?
Just an outlet or an extension cord.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
How
That's
about
what
you? How about you?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I usually plug in
To the wall or an extension cord.
when I think
Or
about
just
it.
some bump
Yeah.
with two slots in it. It looks like a pig pushing through.
Well,
from the
not
other-
that. I don't have that much paint going on.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll plug in a power strip or an outlet or extension cord like you
Yeah.
said. But sometimes and maybe this goes on with George's hair
Okay.
plugs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Plugs.
Yeah.
Get
Interesting.
a plug in.
You got to plug. Yeah. So that's maybe they're
It's-
trying to.
I don't do that.
Subliminal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even need to.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm getting there.
You know, it reminds me of one time I was playing a show at somebody's house, and I got there with the band. That I was
Seinfeld? Were you
with.
playing Seinfeld?
We
or-
were not playing Seinfeld. We were playing a band.
Oh.
And we got there, and we were trying to power our amplifiers. And so our drummer went to someone and said, "Do you guys have a strip bar anywhere around here?" So it just looked like we
That's
were
cool.
very rock and roll
Yeah.
guys. who were
That's funny. A
just
strip
figure out the lay
bar.
of the land.
Like the thing you need is the strip.
Yeah.
But you just wanted power.
You wanted,
You wanted
power,
a
power bar or power strip.
power strip.
Power strip bar.
Yeah.
So
That's a whole
something
different thing.
that I was thinking about this episode is how when Jerry, when Kramer says, like, he's like, why don't you want Elaine to move in here?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is really funny that Jerry's tactic is not to try to explain
Right.
not to give any he doesn't give any concrete reason
Mhm.
why it might be uncomfortable.
Right.
But you
Right.
understand why, as a person,
Yeah.
you understand why that might be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
Yep.
that. And I think it is really I really appreciate how he just goes to, you are weird.
Yeah.
You will not understand.
Yeah.
Like that's his
Yeah.
that's his immediate
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
instinct is to be like to just like other
Yeah.
Kramer, and
Well,
then
'cause-
Kramer just accepts it.
Yeah.
Because Kramer wouldn't care if
Because
anyone
I'm
heard.
a pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one would. He wouldn't care if anyone heard him eating a donut.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it would
Sharing
not
a
be a
donut
problem.
with somebody
No.
or anything
He
like
wouldn't
that.
be
care
an
at
issue.
all.
So I guess final thoughts about this episode are that I actually do like a lot more
Mm.
about this episode than I thought
Yes.
when we were initially talking about final thoughts,
Right.
which is making me realize that I don't like this episode because it is confusing and
Yeah.
it kind of has, two faces, and I look at it
Yes.
one way, I look at it another way, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, what's the real
It's
episode?
Janice.
So
Hayes.
tricks
I'm just
you-
gonna skip it.
You
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it, and then it tricks you into thinking you don't like it,
Yeah.
and you're like, "What is the thing with this
Yeah.
episode?"
Yeah.
To me, part of it is that it's too like bougie, too New Yorky for me.
There's something
Too much New York stuff. All this apartment talk. All of this. We're so cool and interesting, and
George's
we
sweater.
want apartments. George's sweater is a problem for me.
Yeah.
Like you said, why is it called a wedding ring and not a marriage ring?
Mhm.
That's a problem for me
Thank
in
you.
this episode.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, it just slowly builds until you go, all right, I'm ready. I want to watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And I think we are going to hit the unskippable episodes soon.
At some point.
Yes. But
this
we
was-
have not done it
For
yet.
me, this was maybe the most skippable episode.
Eminently
Yeah.
skippable. Yeah.
Yes.
This,
you can go right
yeah.
over this one.
Yeah. And you won't
There's
even
going to be
notice
no
it.
problems. You might, because I don't even think Manny and Wayne, or what's his name, Harold, come back.
Speaking of them, guys, that's pretty much it for the synopsis. Let's get into our song for the week. And it does deal with Harold and Manny.
Oh,
Beep boop.
not the rock group?
Is that a rock group?
No, the rock group that moves in.
Oh, no. Maybe
That's-
maybe it should have.
That's the thing that I was also like, this is not a continuing thing that Jerry has. A
It
rock
resets.
group.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Oh no. I mean that the rules there seem a little bit fluid.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I think
They don't deal with ghosts.
Well,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say maybe it's another situation where all of this stuff is implied
Mhm.
that Mrs. Hudwalker's
Mhm.
ghost
Is there?
is there and is
Playing
the reason
rock.
for the musicians to leave. They get too scared.
Oh,
Eventually.
It's haunted.
But it's
Yes.
that's all
That
sort
just
of
happens.
under.
that's like
subtext.
one of my favorite ways
Go
to
ahead.
watch the show.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, maybe that's the premise of the Ghostbusters movie with Harold and Manny and Kramer and George. Could be.
I like this.
Harold can't clean with that sponge, can't scrub a cranny. The sponge is much too small to clean grunge, have mercy Manny. What's Harold gonna do? What can Harold do to get through to you? Ooh. A matter of death and of life, Harold's gonna get a knife, Harold's gonna get a knife, Harold's gonna get a knife, provided for kids and a wife. Harold's gonna get a knife, he's gonna get a knife, yeah.
That's
There it
pretty
is,
great.
guys.
It's good.
So-
It's fascinating to me
Yeah,
that
I think we
you
might
think
be-
Harold
yes.
was gonna provide for his wife and kids.
Well, now I initially it said in there that he's got to provide for his wife and kids, or for a wife and kids.
Right.
Oh, is that
So,
what it says?
I
A
was
wife and
thinking
kids.
at first, I was like, well, I don't really see Harold as the kind of guy who has a wife.
He's not the Marion type.
Yeah.
No. He's freewheeling.
You know, well, just
He might
at
have
least not
Some
a wife,
specific.
you know?
Yeah.
And so
Hmm.
I was thinking then, well, maybe he's just providing for somebody else's wife and kids.
Yeah,
So,
Oh,
yeah.
well,
Just
and
nice.
that could be. I guess
Yeah.
the song doesn't say.
That's
It
just
doesn't.
nice.
But I mean, I as the person who wrote the song, I can say that I just assumed that there was some of his desperation in dealing with Manny was like, you're jeopardizing my employment here,
Oh,
and I have responsibilities
yes.
that I'm trying to fulfill.
I thought it was just a lifestyle that he's trying to
Okay.
keep up.
Okay. I mean, maybe. I guess I just maybe there's some things about those characters I just
Yeah.
miss.
Kind of go right over.
Well,
your
I
head.
think
went
it's.
over
I
my
think we
head.
can lay this at the show's feet and say, you know, here's another example of you've let us down.
Yeah.
You haven't
Delved.
delved.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
I
it's
like
not
Dove.
dived.
I like Dove.
It's dove.
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, I like Dove.
So it should
We
be the
are the
same.
podcast is in English,
So-
and we do like to cover issues.
That's
of
all. I think I'm
English
going with
usage.
dove.
Dove.
I mean,
You
I
haven't
like it.
dove
it sounds,
into this character.
It seems
enough.
like an old.
But the
it
word,
seems
the
like an
original
old
word
name.
isn't. It's
Like-
we're talking about dive versus delve. It's not dev
Yeah.
to
It seems
dove.
like.
It's not.
It's dive to dove,
Yeah.
and so it's delve to delft.
Okay, maybe, but Dove.
It's a
it
short
seems like,
e.
Seems like
Yeah.
a man, like a vintage name for a man. Like this is my grandparents Loretta and Dove.
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 Yeah.
Dove.
I mean, really, either one, delve or
Yeah,
dove.
yeah, Dove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandpa
he's-
Dove.
Anyway. Well,
From
that's
the
cool.
old country. Peepaw from the old country. Dove.
People
Yeah.
on Dove.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that reaction too.
I like that. I like
the
that song.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
song.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now it's time for our next segment. The mail never stops.
Jerry. The mail never stops, Jerry.
Jig Tarwell from Baxter, Kentucky writes, Caleb, Gabe, and Josh,
Whoa.
can you do a friend thing for me and tell your hundreds of people listening to the show if they have need of buying fake teeth for hogs, go to my Etsy. Okay.
Hog teeth.
No, they're not.
They're fake teeth for hogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So we didn't get in. We haven't had really any ads in a while. But I guess this is kind
we
of
get an ad?
kind of.
Oh,
from
that's for
the-
for Jick's Etsy.
Yeah. The companion, he goes on, the companionship of hogs is very fine for good people, and the loss of hog teeth can be the reason why hogs die. When death removes hogs from our lives, we sometimes must resort to great Grand Meemaw's pill bag. Teeth are so important because hogs must eat. So go find Jick's False Teeth for Hogs on the website.
okay. On Etsy.
Does he say what the teeth are made of?
He doesn't. He
Maybe
says
they're
fake.
pills.
They're fake.
Yeah, you think they're pills?
They could be out of Grand
Just
Meemaw's pill
doping.
bag. Great Grand Meemaw's pill bag.
Doping hogs.
I mean,
Well, I mean, they seem to be using them as teeth
As
because
teeth,
it's helping
but they
them
wouldn't
to
work for very
continue to eat.
long.
Well, I don't know.
They would dissolve if they
Yeah.
were pills.
Maybe that's not it.
I think
Wow.
it is too
Hog
bad that he
teeth.
didn't provide a specific name of his store or like a URL or
You
I
just have
guess if
to-
you just look it up.
I
you just look
assume
up
that there's
fake
not
hog teeth.
well,
that
It's
many.
he's gonna get buried in all the results.
well, that's true. There's so many other competing
Yeah.
fake hog tooth brands out there.
But the
Shops.
Jick seems like the kind of guy that it would stand out.
Yeah.
You know, whatever his take on the fake hog
You'll
teeth
know it's Jick.
thing is, his
Yeah.
spin on it, you're gonna be like, oh, that's
Yeah.
actually pretty. That's something.
Yeah,
you know.
it is a little depressing to me that we're kind of reduced to essentially doing ads for
hog
Jick.
teeth.
Yeah.
And
for-
hog teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say I will punch it up a little bit and just say teeth in the jick of time.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Hog teeth in the jick, of time.
Well, he did kind of spell out some urgency, some jeopardy there with the the death of the hogs
Right.
as a result
Yeah.
of not having teeth.
So let's get Wet Lime Gang on it.
Wet lime gang.
Yes.
Guys, go support Jick.
And one last note.
Mhm.
If are we done?
That's basically it.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
actually, I did want to
You had
say
another
go
thing?
support Jick or else.
Yes,
Continue.
thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna add that.
Yeah.
So
So
that
good we got it
if
in
this episode is not good,
Mm.
that it is the Seinfeld episode fault too.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
the
yes.
episode wasn't
Yeah.
good.
right.
So
No,
then
So that makes this
this can't
show-
be good.
It would be harder for it to be good.
It would be we would be doing it would be like a Herculean feat
Yes, a task.
for this episode of this show to be good.
Yes. So, and we would like to end on that note.
Just keep that in mind.
Just keep it in mind.
yeah.
We I guess
What,
what
do
we're
you
trying to
expect
do
from us?
is cast a little doubt in your mind over how you may have spent the last hour and 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And think, maybe I should have done something different
Different.
with my time.
But you shouldn't.
No, that's the wrong thought because
Yeah.
ultimately, if that thought leads you to go, next time I won't be so foolish,
right.
that's the wrong.
Wrong
yeah,
place to go. Like we
it's-
said, the best is yet to come.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely. Guys, that's the end of the show. Across the board, you can find us on various platforms as Everybody Loves Seinfeld. That's one as. Subscribe, follow, comment, all of that. Send us an email.
Careful. Careful.
I
with
am
hand
careful.
gestures and
That was-
things. That's good.
It's good.
No, it's good.
Okay,
Sorry.
good. Send it for the listener. I am doing a thing with my finger and not making
And
sort
it's
of
the
Nazi
index finger.
gestures. Yeah. That's the left index finger. Send us an email right to everybodyloveseinfeld@gmail.com. We're looking for advertisers, so send us an email about advertising. Bye, Jerry.
Bye,
Bye, Jerry.
Jerry.